Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry if it's too bright. I'm trying to work with the lighting here, but I wanted to make a quick little video and talking about my 2020 goals and my whatever I'm doing moving forward, my blog, my YouTube and Instagram and everything, and my inspiration sources and everything like that moving on to 2020. I thought this would be a good time to make it. We're still in January. 2019 just left, so we just left that behind us. So I thought I'd just recap it really quickly. So 2019 was a big year for us. We moved to Charleston from Florida in March, and we got a house. We don't no longer live on base like we used to for years. New place, new people, new friends, new area. I couldn't drive for almost 3 months. Like, I had just anxiety of driving. I don't know if anybody gets like that, but I've moved from Texas to Florida, from Florida to Charleston, and Charleston by far has been the scariest area to drive in because there's so many accidents around where we live that I try to avoid certain times of the day. But so far I've been lucky, and 3 months after we moved in, I was able to drive again. So after that happened, I was able to finally go to the craft stores and figure out where Hobby Lobby was. So Hobby Lobby, AC Moore, which unfortunately is closing, and Michael's is near me, and Joann's is a little bit further away from me. But for the majority, I have all my craft stores near me, which I'm very happy about. I think even a lot closer than they were in Florida. But yeah, so 2019, 3 months of basically being in a funk. I wasn't creating patterns. I wasn't in my creative outlet was just unplugged. It was just gone. And I think I didn't even crochet for the most part that time. But after that left me, I started feeling a lot better, and my blog had just recently celebrated about 4 or 5 months of being like brand new. I celebrated a whole year in December, like October, November 2019. That's when I celebrated a year of my blog. So my blog is so recently new. I think it blew up, or kind of like where I felt like, oh my goodness, I can do this, was when I shared a picture of Victoria's Wonder Woman outfit I crocheted for her. Sorry, there's gonna be a garbage truck right now. They're actually picking up our Christmas tree that we put out yesterday. Yeah, in January. We just took it down. And so, yes, what was I talking about? Yeah, so my blog, the first thing I think I put was Victoria's Wonder Woman outfit on. And I don't create patterns for garments because that is just not I just can't do the whole math part in so many sizes. So many other people are so much more talented in that area, which is super cool. But no, I couldn't do it. So what I did was, I was excited about how I did it, so I did more of a how-to step guide of how I measured for it to be more of a customized for that little girl versus like a pattern like chain this many. So that's what happened in 2019 and how my blog started to happen. Since then, I did create a lot of little projects, and I would say like 90% of the projects and patterns I created were for my kids. Like, my favorite ones, like the baby shark, the little shark, was for my daughter because she was obsessed with Baby Shark. I mean, whose kid wasn't, right? Do I have the song? Did I get the song stuck in your head? No, it's stuck in mine. But I did the little baby shark, which is still pretty popular on my Etsy shop, and so that was because of my daughter, and I loved it, that little pink shark. Then after that, I went ahead and did, for like April, for Easter, was the Princess Bunny, and I thought it would be really cute if I make the bunny a little crown and then do a matching one, which comes in the pattern, and which I think is now free on the blog, for my daughter. So it comes with a little crown for the bunny and a little crown for the little girl. and I think that one is customizable to whichever size headband that you need. Excuse me. And the fire truck is one that stood out to me the most. The fire truck, my husband's a firefighter, so I mean, I had to make something about fire truck. So I made this fire truck that actually my daughter sleeps with every night in her bed. So it's actually upstairs, but it's a red fire truck, and I'll post all of those down below. I'll post my blog so you guys can check those out. And I think that one is also a free pattern on my blog, and it's just like this little plush fire truck that I was just, I love it. So that was inspired by my kids, and well, my husband and my kids loving that he's a firefighter. And I loved because I took a picture with them with their like little dress up fire truck, like firefighter outfit on, which is super cute. And the next one, the other one that was really popular that I loved doing was the blankie from the Toaster movie, but I did not write up a pattern because obviously it's copyrighted and it's movies, and I don't want to get into all that legal stuff, so I did not do that. So I just shared it. It's basically just a square and like two little rectangles and like a little circle. So I thought it would be pretty self-explanatory. If people see it, they can probably redo it. And I have two things in my mind, on my mind for 2020. As far as creating patterns, I have two. The only reason I have those two is because one, my daughter requested that one thing. So after she requested it, I was like, okay, I've got to do this. So basically my inspiration come from my kids. So 2020 is hard to say, like I'll make a bunch of blankets because I'm not a blanket person, but I do have one in mind coming. But super easy for me. Super easy patterns are a must. But this other one is a little bit out of my comfort zone, so I'm hoping you guys like it. It's like gonna be this big. I hope it's gonna be like this big. And so in 2020, I am hoping to continue doing some more knitting, some new designers, doing more reviews like the Daniel Tiger toy that I do not sell the pattern for, that was purchased. And I have a couple of others, a lot of garments. I have to start making garments for myself. The last thing I'm gonna make is my sweater. This sweater is from the bottom up, and this time if I ever do consider doing another knitted sweater, it's gonna be for sure top down, which is the raglan that I've already had my eye on. But yes, it's gonna be top down. From here on out, it's gonna be smaller projects because that knitting project definitely is taking a lot of my time. I mean, I have so many reviews. I even want to make like one video dedicated to this one designer, this knitting designer that I just have a whole bunch of patterns actually made from, because there's two people I've made many patterns from. One is Sarah Zimmerman from Repeat Crafter Me, for sure. I mean, for years. I still have a lot of the owl hats, all the animal hats. I mean, I made plenty of those. And the other one is knitting, which is Kelly from Needles and Love. I've made so many. So if you guys, this is why I want to make videos on showing you how to knit. So if you want to purchase knitting patterns from them and support their knitting designers, you have the tools you need to do that, because it is amazing. Knitting is pretty awesome, and it's even more awesome when you get to purchase patterns that are easy to read and you feel very proud of yourself for finishing, and it turns out exactly like you would imagine it, because her patterns will basically leave you like that, feeling like that. Makes you feel happy and proud of yourself for doing this amazing thing. So just reminder, don't forget to gauge swatch. If you don't know what that is, then stay tuned. I will talk about it in a different video. That's super duper important. Also, I hope in 2020 to continue testing patterns. I really want to get better at testing patterns. So I want to make a video dedicated just for testing, like pattern testers. and I want to talk in depth more of what it takes to be one, what to, if you're new at pattern testing, what you should look out for. And a lot of designers have so many different types of requirements, and a lot of people require you just to message them. A lot of people require you for to sign up and fill up a form and have your Instagram active, and we'll go on into that in a different video if you guys want to. Here's a few steps that I'm going to make in order to make that video. So first, I want to ask if they are willing to work with me anonymously, or if they want me to say their name. Ask them a couple of questions about pattern testers, because I don't think that's talked a whole lot, but it's definitely talked about enough to know that it's definitely important. It's not a free pattern, and it's definitely a lot of detailed work. And I learned that the hard way. Not the hard way, but say, you know, when you start something, you just don't know how it works until you're put in front of the requirements that they have. So I was even thinking, this is just an idea throwing out there, if you're a pattern tester, like I know I've been a pattern tester, I know a lot of patterns that get tested are also required to be, you know, you make it and then you help that maker share the pattern and distribute, almost like advertisement. So what I was considering, because I do want to grow and be better pattern tester, and because I feel like most of the patterns that I do test usually are okay. Like they're not okay, but I mean like they're fine. I never find mistakes, and I just don't know if there's something I'm missing, but usually I give my thoughts on like what yarn I use, the yardage I got, and all that stuff. But maybe doing a certain amount of questions, like a little questionnaire for testers to give to their makers and be like, hey, is there anything I could improve in helping you? If that makes sense. Because they do ask, like, what can I improve in my pattern? And then after that, you can ask them, hey, how can I improve to help you even more? Like, is there more I could have helped you in? And that way, you're just getting more practice into helping other makers that you might help. And I don't know, that's just an idea throwing out there. I don't know exactly where to put. I need to talk to someone who has had a lot of testers to maybe help me out with it, if it's even a good idea, because I don't want to put the maker into having it even more work, but I do want the community of pattern testers and designers to be in the same like in the same level, because even I have had one round of pattern testers, and it was for the round bubble washcloth, which I also love. And I actually put those two together and ended up being like a pot holder, and I still use it. I usually put it in my fridge whenever the pan is still like pretty hot. When I transfer the hot food on there and it's still pretty warm, I put it in my fridge, and then I put the my like hot pan on it, so it just doesn't rest on like the cold glass. So that's what I use mine for. But yes, I did have testers test that one out, and I noticed a huge difference from a lot. Like there was one person who was just like so in depth, like this was her job in this, and I was like so impressed. I was like, man, I need to step up my pattern testing game. Like I answered all their questions like that they offer, but I feel like I need to be even better for them. And so, I mean, that all comes with practice too. Like it's not something that you're just, you know, born with pattern testing. I wish I was. But I'm learning every time I either do a pattern testing, and yeah, and learning to commit to the materials that they ask for. And that's one of the things where, yeah, the next video we'll talk more about that, but I'm gonna cut it there, cut that off, because I know pattern testing is definitely something that's been a lot in my mind, and something that I really want to talk about and make those little projects for everybody, and I thought it would be kind of cool to make not like a crazy amount of questions for the designer, but just a few like subtle questions. But yes, so 2020, you know, my you know, being a mom is still like my number one. Now that they're in daycare, while they're in daycare, I do my whole filming, my entire thing that I do with yarn, and then when they come home, basically it's just me being a mom and loving on them, and obviously the weekends. So that routine has been working so well for me. I don't know what else is in store for me for 2020. I love making YouTube videos, so that for sure is gonna keep coming. I love talking one-on-one, and well, one-on-one. Me and the camera is a one-on-one, but you guys, you know, out there, you know, behind the screen. So yes, thank you for hanging out with me today. It's kind of hard to like pinpoint 2020, like what my vision is, because usually I always have like so many different roads, and if you're like that creative type, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't just sit on just one thing, but yarn in general has been something I've held on to for years, and that means something. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep at it with that. And also keep a lookout, because I am, like I said, doing the whole knitting pattern, knitting tutorials, which are super basic ones. I'm going to show you the super basic knitting and purling, and then I'm going to show you 3 ways, because I've already planned this out. I'm going to show you 3 ways of how to cast on, because there are different ways. There's 3, and one is using a crochet hook, which is just crazy to me. But you know, everybody casts on differently and at different speeds. And also continental knitting. I learned how to do continental knitting. This is why I do my sweaters now. But yeah, I'm going to show you that. But for the beginners, it's definitely going to be the wrap. Like, it's going to be the easy. I'm going to go slow. I'm not going to rush into it. So yeah, I'm going to kind of dust off my older crochet videos, how to, and knock them down to put some nicer, a lot better quality videos for you. And that's basically it. I'm just going to keep trying. Basically 2020 is I'm trying to be the best version of myself, for my family, having positive thoughts, keeping me, try and put myself out there more, and just keep crocheting and knitting, see what it is, where this takes me. This is going to be a great year. I can feel it. I am in a good moment right now, and I hope to hold on to that and not let anything ruin that for me, because it is an awesome feeling. So with that, I'm going to say bye, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already, so you guys can keep up with the videos I'm going to be doing. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!